Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I'm doing my updated clean girl makeup routine. I do get quite a few questions to do this, and I did one a few months ago, but this is like an updated version, so yeah, hope you enjoy. So my first step I've already done, but that's just to like clean my face with micellar water. Micellar water is my favourite thing to cleanse my face with. Everyone's always like, do you not wash your face? Like, I actually don't wash my face, that's kind of disgusting, but like I just don't. I always just cleanse it with micellar water, and it's good for my skin, so that's what I do. And then next, like the first like skin prep, like I think one of the most important things in my makeup routine is my skin prep, just because it gives you like a good base for your makeup to go on top of. So I do have a couple different products that I use, but my go-to is this. So for like, I've got all my stuff down here. So my first product is this. It is the Glow Recipe Dew Drops. They're just so good. I'm almost out, but I just put them all over my face and then just literally just rub it in like a normal moisturiser. I just feel like they're so nice, and just like they give such a good base that you can just use these by themselves, but I go over with a couple different products. But I always feel like this keeps my skin very like moisturised throughout the day and like helps keep my makeup on. I always see a difference when I don't use it, so this is one of my like non-negotiables for makeup. Okay, can you literally see that glow? Like even on no makeup days I sometimes just put this on because how like healthy does my skin look? I feel like I like the wet look. Some people might say greasy. I don't. Next up, I use this NYX Plump It like primer. I think this is really good. It's really sticky, so it gives like a good like grip to your makeup, and I just put it literally in the exact same places and just rub it in like the other like Glow Recipe thing. I always make sure I get like really deep into my nose cracks, like here, because I always find that that's where like my dry skin is. So I make sure that's got like lots of moisture so my makeup doesn't crack and go like cakey there, because that's not the look we want. Sorry, these accents are really actually getting on my nerves, so I'm sure they're getting on yours. Last but not least, for my skin prep, I use the Weleda Skin Food. It is so good. It's so thick. I don't use it all over my face anymore because I used to. God, I'm literally running so low. I used to, but I would find because I don't really set my makeup, my face would be quite sticky throughout the day, and I just didn't like that. Ooh, where's there like water coming out of it? Right, there we go. So I use about this much, and just put it, this feels really weird. I just put it under my eyes because I bake, well, I set under my eyes, so I want them to be like as moisturised as possible because I don't want it to crack. And then I kind of just do it in my, is this your T-zone? I don't really know, but these kind of areas, because I just want these bits to be really moisturised. If you watch any of my other videos, I'm sure you know by now that this is my Ride or Die foundation. Ignore the missing nail, by the way, but this is the Wet n Wild Dewy foundation in shade Golden Beige. It is the best foundation in my opinion, and it's £7.50. It's just the best. You can get it on, oh, I think this is one I've run out of. Let's try that again. You can get it on Beauty Bay, you can just get it in like Boots. I don't know about Superdrug, but it is my favourite foundation of all time. So I just put kind of, I feel like I do have to use quite a lot of foundation. I don't know, like, I'm not really sure what is a lot, but this blends out so nicely. Like, it doesn't ever look cakey. So even if you use loads of foundation, it doesn't look like you do. I'm gonna blend that out with this Morphe brush. I don't know what brush it is because it's all rubbed off. That's how much I use it, but it's this and it's from Morphe. I'm just blending this out, and I make sure that you get enough down here, because up here I'm going to put concealer, so it doesn't really matter if I've not got much foundation. But when you do like contour and stuff, sometimes it can look like you've not got any product down the bottom of your cheek. I find anyway. You might think I'm absolutely nuts. So I make sure that I'm dragging, and I do very light, like, kind of just like dabbing my face with this. And make sure you blend your jawline because you don't want your neck and your face to look like they're different colours. I also tend to leave like this very small bit. I've actually not left on much today, which isn't a great example, but this kind of very small bit at the top of my eye, like this bit, bare, because I'm going to put concealer on it and it's going to be like focused there. I don't want too much makeup in one place because then it just looks cakey, and I just don't want that look. I like the look that is like, this could be my skin if I was like sculpted by gods. Like that's the kind of look I go for. But let me just take a look. I mean, like, can you see how just like seamless and like dewy this foundation is? Like, it sounds like an ad because I just rave about it non-stop, like on my TikTok, but it's not. I wish it was, but it's not. So next up, I'm going to do cream bronzer, and I have two favourites. I've been leaning towards this one recently, so it's the Bronzer by Be Perfect, and I use the shade Pecan. It's just such a beautiful shade, and I don't use much, like I barely have to use any of it. The other one that I love but I can't seem to find today is from Revolution. It's their like Revolution cream bronzer, and I use shade Light. I love that bit. It's slightly more cool toned, and today I want like a bronzy warm look, so I'm going to use the bronzer one, and I'm just going to use it on this brush. I got this from Amazon like years ago, but I think it's like a contour brush. I think that's literally what it is. So yeah, and I'm literally just going to take like that, and then I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Just do this on like the line of your cheekbone. Don't go below the line of your cheekbone, because then that just like brings, well, if you want like a lifted look, because that will just bring your cheeks like down. So if you do this, and can you see like how lightly I'm tapping? I don't want to like disturb the foundation underneath. And then I just kind of blend out. It will all blend out eventually, and you can just go over with your foundation brush to blend it all in, which is something I love to do. And then on the other side too, always going for more. I always think as well, like my grandma used to say this when we were like talking about cooking, like you can always add, but you can't take away. Like always go in with less than you think you need, because then you can, if it wasn't enough, you can add more, but you can't, once you've put on the contour, you can't take it off. So unless you take off all your makeup. So always just go in small steps so you don't like mess up your makeup. And then over my nose, I just kind of drag it down the sides just to kind of, I properly contour my nose with powder contour, so that's not like what I'm doing now, but just to kind of bronze it up a little bit. I'll do that now. And then, because I've got a slip bun in today, it makes my forehead look even bigger than it is, so just going to make sure to contour that. Not that I ever think that contouring my forehead does anything. Like, I do think it's a lie that it does anything, but I'm just going to go with it. Then I'm just going to take a little bit on my jawline and just kind of blend that in. It's alright if it comes up onto your face a bit, because then it just kind of gives the illusion of a bit more of a jawline than you've got, which is great. Just to kind of diffuse the line between there, just to make it slightly more natural looking. I'm just going to go over with my foundation brush and just kind of blend it in a bit. Right, that is my cream contour done. So next I'm going to do my concealer. This is a concealer I use. It looks disgusting, so I'm not really going to show you, but it's Conceal and Hydrate from Revolution. I don't know if they do this anymore. They do definitely do a Conceal and Define, but I looked to buy a new one of this and I couldn't find it, so I had to get the Conceal and Define one, but nevertheless, I'm sure that one's good as well. But I use shade 6.5, C6.5, I'm guessing the C stands for concealer. But I just put a little bit here, here. Sorry, my mirror is like here. So if I'm ever looking at that is what I'm looking at. Down the bridge of my nose in the middle there, and that's about it. If you need to add more, then just add more. Like, it's not, as I said before, it's not the end of the world if you need to add more. So I start off by blending my chin, I just always do, and then my forehead, and then my nose, and then leave these to last, because apparently if you leave your concealer, it like builds coverage. Just heard that from someone on YouTube, I think, so I'm just gonna believe what they said. I'm such like I stick to my makeup routine. I don't branch out really. Like, I know what I know, and I love what I use. So if you ever see me using something new, just know that it's really good, because I've given up one of my like favorite products for it. So just blending that. I use a very light shade, but I think it looks nice because I do set it as well, which just makes it a bit darker. So just look how seamlessly that blended out, I'm sorry. Now that my concealer is all blended out and like looking good, I'm gonna go in with my cream blush, which I love this product. Like, you barely have to use any of it. And I know everyone always raves about Rare Beauty, but I've not tried it, but I can't see it being better than this. So this is the Cheek by Be Perfect. I use shade Just Peachy, and like, it's a massive bottle. Like, for liquid blush, I feel like that's really big. And then I literally just use like that there, like literally that amount, and then blend it out. It's just such a beautiful colour. I feel like it always looks really natural. I'm gonna keep it up here. I did a video about like blush placement, and this is my favourite. Don't bring it too far down, because like, I don't know if you can see, it feels like it's like lifting my face, which is exactly what I want. Especially when I've got like a slick bun, I think it looks really good. Literally just like that. And then I kind of just take my beauty blender and make sure that the powder, like the concealer, blends into my blush. And just kind of go over that a bit more. You see? So pretty. And then let's just do it on the same side. It blends out so well as well. Like, it's just so quick and easy to blend. Like, for me, I don't like too much of a powerful blush. That's why I use so little of it. But I just like it there to then build on with my powder products. So now I'm going to set my concealer, and I use the Huda Beauty setting powder. This is the one that I use. I have shade Cupcake, but I do actually want to get the the translucent one, because this is a bit pink, and I'm not really a fan of the pink under eye trend anymore. Even though it's not really that pink, it's kind of, is it going to focus? It's like this kind of colour. And I go in, I make sure I blend out my concealer before I do the powder, just so it gives like the most seamless, like, airbrushed look. To actually apply my powder, I use a dry beauty blender, just because I feel like it just goes on better. I've actually lost my powder puff. I used to have like a beauty blender's powder puff, but I've lost that. So I just go over my concealer really lightly, just blending it in again. And then I get my powder on my sponge, press it in like this. So it's about that much on it. And then in the palm of my hand, like, I go like this. So it's all distributed evenly in my beauty blender. So it kind of like disperses it all. And then I really lightly just set my under eyes. And that is, like, for me, the perfect way to set my makeup. Like, it's not a heavy amount of powder, it's not making me look cakey. Like, can you see? Has it gone really weird focus? Don't know. Like, it's very, just a bit more airbrushed than this side. So I'm just gonna do that with the other side. There we go. And that is the only setting that I do. I just put my powder products over my cream. That works for me. But that is all I do with my powder. For my powder, bronzer and blush, I use two Sigma products. They are the matte bronzer in shade Light, and then the blush in Sunset Kiss. these two products just work really well for me. So with the bronzer, I just focus it on the same place that I did my cream bronzer and do very light, like swirly motions. Not professional, but that's just what works for me. And I just want to darken up, obviously with bronzer, this part of my face. I feel like the lighter you press, like the gentler you are, the more control you have. Like going in with a really heavy hand, you don't have much control over what you're doing. So I also don't want to disturb any of the products underneath. I'm just going to take it down my nose again, making sure not to go over the top. Like, but can you see? Because I've left the middle bit, the like outside looks darker and then makes my nose look smaller. Okay, moving on to powder blush. This is the colour and I am absolutely obsessed with this blush. Like, that colour is just perfect for me. And I'm just going to go back in with the same brush that I used to do the cream blush. I just kind of dab it in like twice, maybe 3 times today. And just focus it again on the exact same place that I put my cream blush. And again, I don't want too much. I don't want my face to look pink. That's not the look that I am after for myself. But just kind of a little bit of something there to make it look like I've been out in the sun, maybe. Like that. And then do it on the other cheek. But for me, like, I know that people put it in their like apple of their cheek, I think that's what it's called, but I just don't do that. I think I've got quite a round face anyway, so I want to lift it and keep that to a minimum because I just prefer my face to look a bit more sculpted. Last but not least, for my base makeup, I use a highlighter. This is my highlighter of choice. It's a bit battered. I've literally had this for years. Like, I know makeup expires, but in my head it doesn't. Like, this is how much I have left. And I just focus this on these, like, see if I do this, like which bits catch the light. You want to hit those bits with the highlight just to like emphasize that. So I just kind of very lightly again go over those points. You see, like, makes it stand out a bit more. And those two are just the places on my face that I highlight, and then, well, my nose is still my face, but I do it differently on my nose. So just take one of your fingers and just put it in the highlight. Not too much because you don't want it to look like too much like chalky on your nose. And I like to focus it straight on this point and then just drag it down the middle, just so it catches the light as well. Oh no, I forgot to contour my nose. To quickly contour my nose, I'm going to use this detailed diffused crease brush from Sigma and just use the Sigma bronzer again and just take a really light amount and just put it down like the middle bit that I want to just make it a bit smaller. To be honest, I think even if you have a nose that you love, and like I quite like my nose from the front, but I feel, in my opinion, you should always contour your nose because it brings the shape back rather than it blending into the rest of your face, because the foundation, it actually brings like the definition back. So even if you think, oh, I've got a really small nose, like I don't want to contour it, like still contour it, because you don't have to make it look smaller. Like, you can choose where you put the dark lines, like it can just look exactly the same. So that is my base makeup done, and now that I've done that, I'm just going to quickly set it. I have 2 favourite setting sprays. I never thought I'd say that. My ultimate ride or die is the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, and I'm literally running out, so like, I did buy a new one, I just need to go and get it. But I got this recently and I love it. So for my base, before I've like done my eyebrows, I set my face twice, don't know why, but I'm going to use this. It's a continuous spray, so it's just like a mist that you like kind of do this over your face. I think it's so cool. So yeah, I don't know if I said it's the Morphe one, so I'm just gonna I'm itchy wet. I really need to get a fan from like Amazon to fan my face once I've done this, but setting spray for me is like the be all and end all. Like if you have a good setting spray, your makeup will look good, because I just think it just sets it all into your face, melts it all in, makes it look so natural and like skin-like. So while my face is kind of setting-ish, I'm gonna do my eyebrows. For my eyebrows, this is literally looks disgusting, but I use the Revolution Duo brow pencil thing. It looks like this. It has a spoolie on one end, although I've covered mine in soap, so it looks gross. And then the like actual eyebrow pencil kind of thing looks like this. I love it. I have to press really lightly because I got dark brown. It's just my favourite colour, but it is very dark if you press properly, so I do very light strokes. So I'm just going to do like soap brows. I don't properly do them, I just like them to stay up because I do have quite fine brow hairs and like they're quite light. I like to just kind of make them as like easy as possible to work with. So I'm just going to take a bit of my setting spray and just wet the soap and then just do this to get soap on the end of the spoolie. I'll zoom you in so you can see what I'm doing in like better, like closer up. So I'm just gonna go over all my brow hairs with this. I'm not trying to bring them up or anything. I just kind of want them to behave and like be where I want them to be. Okay, that is like this soap brow part done. And now it's time just to go in with my pencil. So at the front of my brow, I just do really light brow strokes. I'm gonna not be able to speak when I'm doing it, so I'm gonna talk you through, then do it, and then talk you through and do it. So like I'll do very thin brow strokes. I don't want my brows to be thick. I want them just to be exactly what they are. So stay within like your hairs. Well, for me, that's what I do. This is what it looks like. Literally like that, and then I just take my finger over it just so it kind of blends in and looks like my eyebrow. If there's any bits that I want to like make look better, I'll just go in just with a very light hand. I mean, this is just for me because I don't want my eyebrows to be too dark, but if you're like, if dark brown would be the correct colour for you, don't have to go as light. And then I kind of skip out, I don't do anything with this section at all, and then just round the back I just make it a little bit longer and a bit more straight, like here. Like so. And that is literally it. And there we go. They are my eyebrows done. I just have eyeliner left to do. And for eyeliner, I use 2 different products now, which is like so different to what I used to do. But the only reason I've changed my eyeliner routine, like product-wise, is because my old Primark eyeliner ran out. And I went to try and get a new one and it's gone. So now I've got one from Morphe. It's just a black eyeliner. But this one is brown. It's from Collection and it pretty much looks black, but it's so pigmented. Like I think it makes such a difference. So, but it's really difficult to control. So I do that after I've done my wing. Like, I don't know why, like it just makes it easier for me. So I do a little mini wing with my eyeliner that's much easier to control. So as I've always done, I will like brush my brush with the eyeliner and then do my mini wing like with the brush rather than the eyeliner pen. It's just easier to control. It makes your life so much easier. I really want this just to be really pale. Like you probably can't even see that. Can you see it? Just because I'm going to go over, I just want the basic kind of shape because I'm going to go over with my brown one in a sec. So I will just like unscrew this obviously, and then I will literally brush off like as much as possible from here because it is so pigmented and I don't want to like mess up. I've said that now, this is going to go so badly. So this is where it gets tense. Yay! Did it well. So I'll then just take this and do it in my inner corner. So I drag it from here. And then just, I hope you could see what I just did there. And then just like on the like middle bit of the inner corner, make that dark as well. Last but not least is lips, and I use this Beauty Bay lip liner in shade Toast. It's all rubbed off because of how much I use it, but I just kind of overline my lips slightly, just the bit that's like kind of like raised. I just make that, obviously I've got foundation on my lips now, but like I make that coloured and like my lip shape. I'm using this lipstick in shade Luster. I think this is the lipstick I used in my last video that I did on my clean girl makeup, but I would normally be using this. These two are my favourites. But Sam did my makeup the other day and put my lipstick back in its case and just twisted it all the way to the top because he thought that was the way you're meant to do it. And my whole lipstick is just like... Okay, well it's worse now, but my whole lipstick basically was just like ruined, so I said, you can order me another one, but it's not arrived yet. But I think I've decided I actually prefer this lipstick anyway, don't tell him that. But I just very lightly go over. I don't do too much lipstick because for me, I think I've got quite dry lips, so it sometimes looks a bit crusty, which is not what I want. And this is the colour that it makes my lips. I quite like a pale pink lip rather than like a darker one. I feel like it looks quite pale in this like camera, but it's not that pale in real life. And then literally all that's left to do is set my face again. So I'm gonna go in with this one. I might do a bit more of the setting, the Morphe one as well, but I'm just gonna shake it and then just make my face absolutely drenched in setting spray. And that is my clean girl makeup routine done. Like, I think for me, I think it looks really nice. Obviously, otherwise I wouldn't do it. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any like questions, if I didn't say a product or anything, please let me know and I'll let you know in the comments or like DM or whatever. But yeah, hope to see you in my next video. Love you.